Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Level Up. Maono has reached out to see if we would do a video review of their USB XLR podcast dynamic microphone, the PD400x. Upgrade time. And I believe this is going on Amazon right now for $150. Let's check it out. In our previous video, we did a review of the Maono PD400x, a $54 USB-only microphone. And with $54, you had an exceptional body, build quality, and exceptional audio. But now Maono has reached out to see if we would do a video review of their USB XLR podcast dynamic microphone, the PD400x. Is it worth $150? How does the build quality look? How does it feel? How does it sound? We're going to answer those questions, and then you're going to be able to figure out for yourself. Then I'll throw my 2 cents in there because, you know, we're here. I'm here. Why not? All right, let's check it out. All right, so here we go. The Maono PD400x. Let's just take a look at the outside of the box and what it says. We have a cardioid polar pattern, a USB-C and XLR connectivity, a 3-in-1 digital knob for mic gain, headphone volume, and your monitor mix, 0 latency monitoring, and compatible with PC, Mac, cell phone, and tablet. So let's take a look at the back. There we go. And you can see right here, we got the capsule, 360-degree rotation apparently. It says all metal body, desktop stand, 3-in-1 digital knob as we saw, and touch mute. So let's open this up and see if it is what it says it is. All right, so inside the box, we have our instructions right on the top. There is a software app that you get to download and be able to operate this microphone on your computer via USB-C. So we'll take a look at that software package that says that's all German. And a USB Scharnival Aschgewiegel. Yeah, okay. That is a serious pop filter that it comes with, and I'm just curious. So as you can see, this is the pop filter that I bought to go with my Rode Pod mic, and it basically took the sound and it was more of a high-end and mid-rich podcast microphone, and by putting this on, it really leveled it out to bring it really close to the Shure SM7B. And absolutely love this pop filter. The thickness, the build quality of this pop filter is amazing. And so this is like a $20 pop filter they're putting in the package to go with it. That's an awesome plus. It comes with the XLR cable. So again, what I'm seeing already is I'm getting very comfortable with that $100 price hike in the Maono PD400x, because right here I'm seeing a $20 value in pop filter. You're seeing an XLR cable, which is $10 to $15, sometimes $7 if you really want to go on the cheap side, and then a USB-C to a USB-A cable that has the adapter on the end of it. So you want to go USB-C to USB-C, you can. And if you want to go USB-C to USB-A, because again, not all computers have a ton of USB-C inputs on the back, but you have a ton of the USB-A for your USB-C hubs and all those things. So again, I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with that $100 price hike because now I'm seeing the value that's put into that price. It's a starter package with everything that you're going to need. When you buy this kit, you don't need to buy anything else if you have nothing. That's great. Man, wow, that is heavy. Man, I'm really starting to appreciate why this thing weighed so much in the box. Okay, so as you see here on the back, you have the USB-C input. You have the EQ adjustment for high-pass, low-pass filter. You have the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, and you have the XLR output on the back. And then on the top, we have the 3-in-1 smart knob. You also have the touch mute, which is on this clear glossy ring that's on the microphone. By touching that, you're going to be able to enable the mute button in USB-C mode. Very beautiful. I like it. And then just kind of looking at it side by side to the Maono PD100x, the footprint is bigger, so you're getting more of that podcast studio feel and size to it. More options. So again, you're paying $100 more, but you can see already build quality, you're getting more. You're getting half of a yoke for the PD100x USB only, whereas you're getting the full yoke that you would get for the shock mount that attaches the Maono to a boom arm that is very similar to the Shure SM7B. design. So I'm very curious. Now that we see what it looks like and what's in the box, let's go ahead and plug this thing in and see how it sounds. So what you've been listening to since the beginning of this video, I've been speaking into the Shure SM57 in this DIY SM7B housing mod, and I love the sound of this microphone. And we are going to be switching over to the Maono PD400x, but you can see already that just in the box alone, the difference, the mount that comes with the PD400x is shorter than that of the PD100U. So it sits a little lower on your desk if you want to use that mount, so keep that in mind. I would recommend using a boom arm because I think that's a bit of a reach as far as using a microphone. I don't like to have that much space between me and the microphone. Okay, so now I am on the Maono PD400X. I'm about 8 inches away from the end of the cage where the capsule is sitting, and I have no EQ on. This is right out of the box, default settings, and this is what it sounds like. Okay, so now we have it mounted to the boom arm, and this is what it sounds like. I'm approximately, I would say, 2 inches away from the microphone. There's no pop filter on it, so this is what it's going to sound like with plosives. Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers, and he loves to put pineapple on his pizza because everybody should love pineapple on their pizza. Let's go ahead and put the pop filter on that comes with the microphone. Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers. Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers, and he loves pineapple on his pizza, especially when you're on this podcast. So that sounds pretty good. And I think the pop filter being on it really leveled it out and brought a little bit more of that low end and more of that broadcast studio sound. So I'm really liking how this sounds with the pop filter on it. Let's go ahead and turn it sideways and see how much of the audio it picks up when it's facing the other direction. Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers. This is the Maono PD400X when it's facing away from me. This is what it sounds like, pointed 90 degrees off to the left. Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers. This is me speaking with proper mic placement. I would say about 2 inches off my face at 45 degrees. Tell me what you think, what your thoughts are. This is straight out of the box, but I'm going to go ahead and add some processing to it just to see what it sounds like when we start tinkering with it. So this is what it sounds like with some mixing there, and this is kind of where I would have it. And this is what it sounds like. Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers. And thank you for joining Level Up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and the notification bell so you guys can stay notified when future content comes up. Wow, dude, for those of you who have been watching this channel, that was the first time I got through that on the first try. Oh, this microphone is bringing good luck. This microphone is doing wonderful things to my ability to communicate with my listeners. You should get one. Okay, now on to the audio comparison test. I'm going to compare it with some of the other microphones that I have in my studio. These are microphones where I like the sound. I like the audio. They're all different, but they're good in their own way. But none of them are over that $150 price range. All right, so this is without the pop filter, the Maono PD400X. Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers. He loves pineapple on his pizza, and there is no pop filter on it. Now we're going to put it back on for the remainder of this video. Now, before I do move on, I just want to say the only thing, the EQ's turned off. There's no post-processing. The only thing that is going to be changed as I switch from microphone to microphone is all my faders are set at OU on my audio interface, which is the Zoom PodTrack P8. And the only thing that I'm going to be changing as I switch from microphone to microphone is the gain. That way the audio level is consistent for you guys, so it's not super loud or super quiet as we switch from one microphone to the other. And I'll let you know how much I had to decrease or increase the gain in order to level that out as we go. All right, so let's move on to the audio comparison test. The very popular, widely known Rode Pod mic without the pop filter. Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers, and he puts pineapple on his pizza. This is the Rode Pod mic with the pop filter. And now we are talking $120 for the two together. Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers, and he puts pineapple on his pizza. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and the notification bell so you guys can stay notified when future content goes up. I got it on the first try. Okay, back on the Maono PD400X. Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers, and he loves pineapple on his pizza. Who doesn't? We all should. Don't forget to hit the like button if you're loving this video so far. Okay, this is the Shure SM58, one of the most widely used and famous microphones for singers, concerts, music concerts for professionals. The Pope uses this when he speaks to the masses. This is the Shure SM58. It's a $100 microphone, and Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers, and he loves pineapple on his pizza, and there's no pop filter. So let's put the pop filter on. This is the Shure SM58 with the pop filter. With the SM58, I have it set to, I would say, about 53% gain. So it requires less gain than the other two microphones. Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers. He loves pineapple on his pizza. Moving on. All right, back on the Maono PD400x. Peter loves pineapple on his pizza, and you all are crazy if you disagree with me. And
Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers. Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers. Who does not love pineapple on the pizza? Because pineapple does not belong on pizza.
that's my daughter, and this is her pop filter, by the way, for when she does live streaming and podcasting. She loves purple. It's her favorite color, isn't it?
Yes.
Now we're going to move on to the next microphone. Are you going to stick around and do some audio comparisons with us? Well, then get out. I am now on the Shure SM57. This is a wonderful microphone, been around for decades, an industry standard. A lot of people use it for instruments and vocals. In fact, the White House and a lot of the government agencies, when they do their press conferences, use this microphone for speaking and spoken word, brings that powerful presence and authority, kind of, listen to me. So here is the Shure SM57. It's also a $100 microphone. This is the Shure SM57 in a DIY case, so I can have a pop filter on it and get that pop filter sound. Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers, and he puts pineapple on his pizza. I've had to boost the gain inside this housing for that pop filter sound to, I would say, 55%. So 55% compared to 60% gain on the Maono PD400x. Now we're going to move on to the next microphone. This is the LCT240 Pro. It's a condenser microphone, but it is in that $150 price range. This is what it sounds like without a pop filter. Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers, and he puts pineapple on his pizza. The LCT240 Pro. This is the LCT240 Pro with the pop filter. Peter Piper put a pack of pickled peppers for his podcast and put pineapples on his pizza. I'm losing my mind. I don't even know what to say anymore. This is the LCT240 Pro for $150. Now back to the Maono PD400x. Oh, before I move on, the preamp for the LCT240 Pro, I've got my gain set to just 40%. So a lot less gain needed for this microphone. Okay, so it's been a couple days. I'm editing this video, trying to get it posted to YouTube, and I happen to notice that I forgot to add one of my favorite microphones to the comparison list, which I think was really important to add it in because it is very similar to the Maono PD400x. It is the Fifine K688, also a USB/XLR microphone. It's about $80 on Amazon, and this is what it sounds like. Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers, and he puts pineapple on his pizza. Okay, so full disclosure, it's been a couple days since I recorded the last segment, and that's because the minute I downloaded the software onto my Mac Mini, every time I would try to open up the software, it would immediately crash. And after a couple days of troubleshooting, trying to figure out what was going on, was it the microphone, software or hardware issue with the microphone itself? Was it the software package itself? What I ended up doing was I just thought, brainstorm, let me try it on my MacBook Pro. And I went onto my MacBook Pro, plugged it in, downloaded the app, and voila, it works perfectly. So long story short, what I found out is it's not the microphone that was the issue. It is not the software that was the issue. My Mac Mini needed a software update. Let's start with the standard version. Right at the top, you're going to see the mute button, and if you click it, and as you saw right there, it mutes the sound as it should. Right here is the headphone volume. You can do all these things on the microphone itself, but if you don't want to mess with the microphone, again, you don't want to hear the handling sounds. You don't want your viewers to hear the handling sounds as you're trying to maneuver and operate the mic. You can do it here on the software, so you can adjust your headphone volume from here. Then you've got your monitor mix. We have 3 basic features and then a legacy button over to the right. We're going to cycle through so you can see how they all sound. So here's the deep. Testing 1, 2, 3. Now we're on deep mode. If you have a very high-pitched voice and you want to add in some bass, this is natural, kind of right in the middle. And then when we click bright, that pretty much scoops out most of the bass, if not all of it, the deep end and the low end and that low mids. And it's pretty much that high mid and high end focus right there as far as audio. And then over here, if we click legacy, and this is what legacy sounds like. And it's hard for me to hear exactly how it sounds because, again, I'm speaking as I'm listening, so my voice is bleeding through the headphones. I don't know how much of my natural voice versus how much of this is. But just right off the bat, I can tell this kind of gives me more of a presence, more of that personal feel like you're in the room with them. So we're going to go ahead and go back to natural. There we go. And That's the natural sound right there. And then here you got the near, mid, and far features. This is basically your gain for beginners. So if I'm near the microphone, the gain's going to be turned down low so I could get up close. And now I've clicked mid and you can hear that gain jump. So now I can scooch back to where it's a comfort level of where you want to be in relation to your mic. So you can adjust your gain near, mid, and then of course far. And this is far. Again, there's a huge jump in gain, so I can jump even further back. And right now I'm about 10 to 12 inches away from the microphone. And this is what it sounds like if you want to have a little bit of distance between you and the mic. Let's go over to the advanced features. At the top, you've got your mute button again. There's your headphone volume, your monitor mix, same as standard. But over here, we have more of a customizable EQ. So we've got your flat, got our high pass filter, and then we've got our presence boost. And then over here on the far right, you can mix your high pass filter and your presence boost together. We're going to leave that there because that's a pretty crisp, clear sound. I like that. And then your gain, I've got mine set about 47. You can see right at the top here, you can see that green meter. One of the things I wish that it would do is it would tell you exactly what your decibels are on your meter. Like when I'm looking over on my OBS, I can see right now that I am kind of dancing around negative 20 dB. And when I'm looking at the software package, I don't have that number. I don't know where I'm at because it's all green. It doesn't really go into any yellow. Let's just go loud and see if we have any red when we try, if we get in that clipping range. Testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. So as you can see right now, not trying to blow your eardrums out, but you can see it kind of goes from green right to red. There's no yellow. And that's one of the few complaints that I have. But it would be real nice to have that number there so I didn't have to just kind of eyeball it. All right, and the bottom two features right here, we've got our limiter and compressor, so we'll turn that on just so you can hear what it sounds like. Turning on the limiter, there's 0 dB, and there's halfway, negative 17 dB, and we are going to go all the way down to negative 40 dB. All right, going back to 0, and then our compressor, turning that on, so now we are at 0, and now we are at negative 20 dB, and we are at negative 40 dB, and we are at negative 60 dB in compressor. Man, I did it again. Compressor. I'll keep wanting to say compression or compressor, and then I meet in the middle. And that's negative 80 dB. Oh, Lord, help me. Negative 80 dB in compressor. All right, back to about halfway. That's negative 40. And back to 0 for the compressor. So there you go. It's very self-explanatory. It's an awesome software package. I really love how it's set up. It's very similar to the MV7, the Shure software that comes with that microphone, but I find there's a little more customization that's available to you in the Maono app than the MV7. It allows you to get in and change a few more features and get in a little more detail and be a little more picky with how you want to set things up than the Shure software, but Maono did an awesome job. Absolutely loving this software package. This allows you to be able to customize your sound and not have to go out and get that audio interface if you're not interested in spending money on an XLR interface and all that extra stuff that comes with having to learn audio on a more customizable level. If you just want to do plug and play, this software package will do the job and do it well for you. Okay, so that does it for the software feature. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a time out, kind of put everything together, listen to everything one more time, and then come back with my final thoughts. Okay, so my final thoughts regarding the Maono PD400x. For $150, is it worth it? My answer is yes, and I'm going to tell you why. With all the other microphones, there might have been something that you liked more as you were listening to the other mics, but every one of them had a wart, a flaw in it that is really hard to ignore when you're buying that microphone. With the Maono PD400x, while there might be a mic in that lineup that beat it out in some specific category, the one thing the Maono PD400x doesn't have is a major flaw. It doesn't have a major weakness like the other microphones. And here's what I'm talking about. With the Rode Pod mic, it's $100. So yes, it's cheaper, but it's a high end and a high mid. It's really shallow on that low end. So in order to round out that sound and bring in some low end, you're going to have to get a pop filter in order to round out that sound. And not just any pop filter, but a pop filter about $20 to $25. So it's thick enough to bring in that low end and round it out in order to get it to perform at its best. Now with the Fifine K688, that was a wonderfully sounding microphone, one of my favorites. as an XLR USB option, especially at $80. But the flaws in that is, number one, the pop filter is really thin at the top, so you're going to have to get another pop filter like the SM7B pop filter replacement, and it's going to eliminate those plosives. And you really do have to worry about mic placement with that microphone if you're not going to go with the pop filter. And the capsule on the K688 is also very close to the end, so there's not a lot of space between where you're speaking out of your mouth and where it's capturing the audio on the capsule. So again, that was another benefit to the Shure SM7B pop filter. It's a little bit longer, so it gave you that gap. But straight out of the box, you're going to have to mind your mic placement in order to get it to perform at its best. With the Shure SM57 and the SM58, there are no flaws really in audio. They are the standard and been the standard for decades for a reason. However, the downside is they're handheld microphones. Not everybody wants a handheld microphone in the frame of their shop. They want that podcast look, that live stream studio feel. With the Lewitt LCT240 Pro, it is the best sounding audio quality microphone, in my opinion, that's out there. Tom Buck recently did a podcast and a live stream where he did a blind test where no one could see the microphones that were being used. You had to basically vote on it in spoken word without being able to see which mic he was using. And in that competition, it beat out all the other microphones. It beat out the Shure SM7B in the first round. It got 70% of the votes. It beat out the RE20. He had the Earthworks. He had the Rode Procaster. He had all the premium microphones. If he had it, if you can think of it, he had it. He used it. The LCT beat them all out in a blind microphone showdown contest. So I know what you're thinking. Why not just get the Lewitt LCT240 Pro? Well, the downside is, as great as it sounds as far as audio quality and capturing excellent vocals, it has a lot of warts. And what I mean by warts is it is extremely sensitive to the room. You definitely need a soundproof room to use it, and it picks up all the little noises in your room. So right now I'm beating on my desk, and on the Maono PD400x, you really don't hear it. It's not overwhelming. The LCT240 Pro, you could drop a pen on your desk, you're going to hear it, and it's going to be a distraction. So you've got to be mindful if you've got it mounted to a desk. If you put it on a boom arm, well, it's hard to maneuver and position it the way you want when it's on a boom arm. So you're definitely going to need to get a shock mount and a pop filter to go with it. The shock mount alone is $40, and the pop filter that attaches to that shock mount via magnet, that's another $40 plus shipping and handling. So now you're getting close to that $250 price tag, which puts you in that MV7 territory. That's a lot of money, and that's a heavy investment. So as good as that performs, and to me, it performed the best of all the microphones as far as vocal and audio, it has more warts. So it's a love-hate relationship with that microphone. With the Maono PD400x, while the other microphones or a particular microphone may have beat it out in something, it didn't have the warts that any of the other microphones have. It looks good. It doesn't pick up a lot of outside noises. It doesn't have to be an excellent sound-treated room to perform at its best. And it's got low end more than the Rode Pod mic. So it makes up for the warts in the other microphones. So it does an excellent job of not having any true warts. And if you're looking to upgrade from a budget to a quality studio level microphone for your live stream or podcast, you're not going to have to worry about a whole lot when you're upgrading to this microphone. It's a very safe investment for $150. And you're getting a lot of premium cables with it. You're getting an XLR cable that is no cheapie. You're getting a USB-C cable with the USB-A adapter attached to it. And you're getting a premium pop filter, all part of the kit. And even if you already have those cables, you can never have enough of those cables. They're always the first thing to go in your live stream setup. And in closing, to me, for $150, it's absolutely worthless because I don't really see a whole lot of flaws in this microphone. It's very good, if not great, in every category. And I think it's just a well-rounded, well-made microphone that is not going to let you down. All right, so that's my thoughts on the Maono PD400x. I think for $150, if you're considering to get a microphone, again, upgrading from that budget realm into the studio quality professional sound, this is the way to go. You're not going to be upset. You're not going to be disappointed. You're going to be very pleased with it. And the people that are going to be listening to your podcast are not going to be disappointed with the audio at all. Thank you for joining another episode of Level Up. I'm Mike Newman. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and the notification bell so you guys can stay tuned for future content when it goes up. I made it all the way through without a mistake. Hallelujah. This microphone is awesome. I've never had a video where I was able to get through that with one shot, and I did it twice in this video. with this microphone. See how much good luck it gives you? Go get yourself one and start enjoying your live streaming too. All right, so until the next time, peace out.